welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hilk. I'm an empath, and I just like to do these little daily talks and how I interpret things. It's more about how I see it. It's about how I feel it. It's about all the data I collect, you know, and put together in all kinds of places. And woo! Things are firing up, man. Moon's in, what's it cruising around in Gemini. Yeah. I don't know about anybody else. I can only speak for myself and my experience, and that's what I like to do here. When the moon is floating around Gemini for me and Scorpio, Aries, my important signs, but like Gemini and Scorpio specifically makes me freaking thirsty. Makes me want to escape, dip down into the low vibrational feelings and sensations that I get with the magic elixir booze. But I abstain. I do, because I played the tape through. I think about what would happen if I did, and for people like me, and I'm dead. Yeah, people like me don't get to have long, successful lives that drink like I do, so I just don't. Yesterday was so hot, man. About 5 o'clock, the power went out, and it was about, I don't know what the temperature was, about 97 degrees, something like that, here in Salem, Oregon, and power goes out, and so I sit here, and so I go outside, and first I address the breakers, although I know when the breakers do flip, I know it's the conditions, and we hadn't reached those, so I went out and I looked at the power, or the breaker switch, flipped them all, and the neighbor was outside with her freaking varmint, and it's what freaking kids that don't behave okay, and I was a kid, and I freaking had so much energy, and I still know how to act right. It's that emotional control, man. People don't have it, and they teach them not to have it from kids. Anyway, that's not what I'm talking about. So I yell over the fence. I'm like, hey, you guys have power? Oh, yeah, we have power. And then while this is happening, I see the older woman across the street, and she, like, parked her car, like, in the driveway, part in the street, but not all the way out of the street, And then I like, made notice of it, and then went on about, trying to, okay, it's going to start getting hot in the house, and, for me, what I ended up doing was at the front door, there is a stream out there, and there's a nice breeze every now and again, so I just stood at the door, opening and closing the door between my left and right hand to create enough breeze to keep the dogs and mom, so it kept in the house, it kept it down about 81, 80, but that's bearable, and then I tried to take them out, and that just made them hotter, so we just stayed in. I just did that for, -2 periods that I stopped for about 4 minutes in between. That was me until the power went back on. 2 hours later, a little after 7, it finally came back on, and I was thinking, because mom's like, because I'd stop, I'd be like, is it helping? I kept like, is this helping? I don't really want to do this all night if this isn't doing. And she's like, no, Marge, it's really helping. So, and then it even got to the point where I got the dogs to stop panting, right? And then I started thinking, I'm like, wonder what the, other people, you maybe get in the car, leave, go find something to do, maybe go to a movie, and I'm like, what do people, how do they, what would happen? I always play the what if game, I always have. Like, what do people do? Because they took off next door, they just left, because people have places to go, people have things to escape to and places to go, but there's so many people that don't have places to go and escape to, and those are the ones that I worry about, the elderly people in this heat, because what happened, to continue the story, is there's another woman that checks in on the lady across the street. She came over and she couldn't find her, and I was like, I don't know. Usually if I see a fire truck, I'll see a fire truck, but I haven't seen anything. I've been I've been trying to keep handling our stuff here, and she, I haven't seen the older woman. The car got put away, so maybe the ambulance came, took her away, because, that's probably best for her, because she's frail anyway, and it was too hot. You know, and I just think about all these older people and, you know, all these people that don't have homes and places to live, you know, and it's going to be a long, hard winter, or summer. It's going to be freaking hot. It's gross. Someone posted on Facebook a picture of when they got in their car at the parking garage, you know, and it's extra hot. It was like 118. I was in Sacramento. But anyway, got my haircut today. I love haircut day. Finally did a review for Calvin. He's the connect. I freaking looked it up to get his name, and then I ended up writing a review. Then I put it down. I get sidetracked so easy. It is the Cut Connection. Best barber in town as far as I'm concerned. You know, the Cut Connection barbershop. Yeah, that's Calvin's spot. Tell him Not So Large Marge sent you. Does a nice fade. Doesn't really give you justice, but yeah. Let's see. We'll leave that part alone. Anyway, that's enough about that. Lots of more truths are coming out. That's another thing, because this Scorpio full moon puts a lot of things on investigation, and people trying to determine if what they're getting is real and true, you know. And when the astrology states this stuff, then I like to go out and look in the news and see where stories that support that, you know, support that knowing of, yeah, it kind of seems like it, and it's coming all over the place, you know. And, you know, like what's true or not, like, oh, that tanker and it's out, you know, just stop making fake wars, you know, just stop it. Just, I think about all the freaking, every homeless person in this nation could have a place, everybody in this nation everybody could have a place to live of their own if they freaking just stop with those bullshit fake wars, you know. Nobody wants that stuff anymore. People are tired of seeing it because they don't even happen. I mean, they're for no freaking viable, good ass reason, and then you freaking send their sons and daughters home and they're broken, and then you let them, and then you don't fix them. So, and it's all recovery stuff I'm really versed in. I know all about recovery. I've healed my demons, and I'm not going to say that I'm not going to ever slip up and want to not go down and hang out with them again. But you know what? Something that's evident is my whole entire carnation this time around, I've always been for peace. I've never hurt people just for hurting people. And I did, you know, I drank for 13 years, and then I didn't for 14, took a year off, and now I'm back up to a year and some months again. But my point is, you know what I hated the most about that? As much as I tried, I couldn't be accountable to anybody. It was so hard for me to just say what I was gonna do. And it freaking drives me nuts when people aren't accountable, when people just willy-nilly say stuff, you know? And, oh yeah, we'll do this and we'll do that. And then I freaking hate it even more when they say it when they've been drinking. And then the next day, they forget that they say it, you know. Think about how many kids get hurt, you know, like Saturday night, you know, dad or mom's boyfriend or whoever's tying one on, he's feeling real good, and he's like, oh, I feel good, so I'm going to be nice to these kids I'm not ordinarily nice to, you know. They kind of take the mom's attention away from me, so, you know, I look at him as this competition, so I'm kind of a jerk to him. But so Saturday night, he's feeling good. Oh yeah, you kids aren't so bad. Well, let's how about tomorrow we go fishing, or we go do this, or we do something fun. And kids are like, oh my gosh, you know, this guy's kind of cool, you know. Maybe he's not so bad after all, you know. Yeah, let me get you another beer, you know. As the night goes on, you know, hopefully he holds it, and he contains his demons and his and they don't come out and freaking put their hands on the kids and whatnot. Then maybe the next day, you know, kids are all ready and anxious and whoopee, let's go. We're gonna go do all this fun stuff you said we were gonna do last night. And then dude's all freaking hungover, was in a blackout, can't remember what he said. Now the kids are an annoyance. Now freaking, you know, everything stopped at Thursday. Now the kids are like, you know, let's see this, you know, it's painting a picture here. And then contingent on the dude's behavior, you know, how often he does that, you know. kind of, freaking, I grew up hating people that drink alcohol and stuff like that until I did it, and I could understand why they did it. And then I didn't, and then I started doing all the stuff that I hated that they did, not being accountable, just freaking, I'd want to mean what I say. I'd want to show up when I said I would. Sometimes I forget I said I'd show up. Sometimes I'd be in a blackout, I'm not faulting people for this. I just don't understand why people continue to keep doing it over and over when it kills people. Anybody know any alcoholics that are really, really, really successful in their life, that have lots of friends and lots of family that are, full-blown alcoholics? Yeah, it's because they don't exist. Alcohol takes your spirit, It's people that choose to let it go without a fight. I got more fight in me. As I was thinking, I'm going to wrap up on this, I was swinging the door because Mom's like, I'm like, I can do this for 3 days. I bet. You might have to bring me some water, but I can do this for 3 days. Because I figure there's the sun dance. There's I'll let you look that up, but, it's where the Heoka, and there's a sun ceremony that's done in Native Americans, and I don't want to wreck it. I don't know enough about it. I've only heard the stories that I've heard, but, I figure I can dance and stay mobile for 3 days. But the power came on, and it's null and void, but people really need to understand, what are you going to think about? What are you going to, how are people going to cope under extreme circumstances? Because, rolling blackouts and stuff like that, it's not going to be less, with the more extreme conditions that are happening around us, it's not going to be less, it's only going to be more. So, that's all I got today. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.